Hi guys, Jay Smith here. Welcome to the AskGolfNut channel. So, hopefully within your custom fittings, this topic we're going to be talking about today, which is so important, is something that you are having long drawn out conversations with. And we're talking about dynamic lie. Why is dynamic lie important? Well, dynamic lie, if you look at the last shot that I've just hit, club path was 0.2, face to path was 0.7, and lie was 0.5 up. So within reason, everything said, go to target, subject to where you're aligning. 2 yards offline, no problem whatsoever. Now, dynamic lie is, let's get nice and simple, how the golf club sits relative to the ground dynamically. So you've got static lie. So what you'll see sometimes is when people are setting up and you can see that the toe is slightly up in the air. Now, there isn't a set amount. They used to say that you could put like a certain size coin underneath your toe. You should be able to do that. Effectively, all that's saying is that when you swing, because of centrifugal force and masses and stuff like that, and forces, your hands will go slightly higher as a general rule, and there'll also be a bit of droop on the shaft, so to counter that. Now, that's all well and good, but we live in a world where people do weird and wonderful things. Now, I'm fairly boring when it comes to my delivery. I'm fairly 0-0 as a general rule, but you'll find a lot of the time that people will have the classic, they have their normal stance, which isn't bad whatsoever. They'll come on the way back, they'll go over the top like this, and they'll come down like that, straight across, and then you'll see a corresponding problem with lie. Because the hands are coming over this way, the hand path is so far this way, they'll come across, they have to drop the golf club down, that's where they get that kind of steep idea from. But then you get that, which means toe down in the ground and problems. Why is dynamic lie an issue? So, two main reasons for two different golfers. You have to fit lie differently. Anyone who says that you have to fit lie the same way, regardless of golfer, is absolutely wrong. When I was custom fitting and coaching full time, during the custom fitting side of things, I would always fit an amateur golfer, as in any player who interacts with the ground as a common part of their game, slightly too much before the golf ball as such, they hit the ground and then the big ball before the small ball, as a general part of their game, you fit lie differently. On the bottom of the golf club, the sole, every golf club has got a sole. Every golf club has got loft, but every golf club has also got bounce on the sole. And that bounce angle is relative help. The thicker the sole, the more help it has. And what it does is if you're going to come into golf ball on the way, you're swinging down and then you accidentally, you don't obviously want to do it on purpose, hit the ground a fraction before the golf ball. Well, that angle, that sole plate, works as a resistance buffer. Resist the leading edge digging into the ground. Now, okay, if you're going to hit the ground 6 or 8 inches before the golf ball, no measure of bounce, etc. is going to help that one. You're going to be hitting a fat shot. But the whole idea, if you do interact with the ground fractionally beforehand and you want a little bit of free error, by having a lie, dynamic lie, which is 0, the entire contact patch is touching the ground, resisting. If you've got toe deep or heel deep, toe up, whichever way you want to look at it, then of course you are going to get no help whatsoever. And so with the amateur golfer that does that, you fit them for lie 0 as best you can. Relative to the understanding of what they're going to do with their swing and if they're going to look to improve and stuff like that, that's a different conversation that hopefully you are also having at the same time with your custom fitter. For the golfer, the better player, the one that does not interact with the ground first, it's always ball floor, well, I say always, no one's perfect, but generally speaking, ball floor. You fit dynamic lie through trajectory. So if you've got someone who's fading it a little bit, nice and consistent, but fading a little bit, and you want to tweak the dynamic lie slightly up to try and get the loft a little bit further left for a right-handed golfer, then that's what you can do. Also no different if you've got someone who's a bit drawy, a bit pulley, then you can flatten the lie off a little bit and get the loft looking out to the right. So what we'll do, I'm going to go flick over just to the data set just to go a different colour for fun. I'm going to go now swap over for a golf club which is distinctly not quite the right lie. I'm going to explain what happens when you get serious toe down into a golf shot. Back now, change the data set on the computer, we have a different colour line. And I've also got a golf club in my hands, it's a 7-iron, doesn't really matter, but it's distinctly not the right lie. This is very much so too flat for me, so toe down. Now, I will go get my stick of joy Here's my stick of joy. Basically what it is, it's a magnet on the end of a stick. And that allows you to be able to understand what happens when it comes to dynamic lie. So I'm going to try and do this so you can see. I'm going to put the golf club as flat as I can on my hand, and I'm going to point the stick straight at you. Now that might be going over the top of the camera, but it doesn't really matter. So you can see here what happens. I'm not going to twist the golf club like this. You can see the pointer moving left and right and compromises loft, different conversation. But if we move the handle just up and down, you can see what happens to that loft, that pointer. It keeps moving. It just goes left and right, left and right. And that's what happens when it comes to dynamic lie. When it gets wrong, you see on quad is an interesting thing, because quad will read where the loft is pointing. So you'll have your leading edge, what you see is where the face is pointing. But because of dynamic lie and the loft that you have on the golf club, there will always be where's the physical loft pointing, where's the face actually looking. And so if you want to hit target with a compromised lie, you have to manipulate the face. Now, let's see if I can hit a half decent shot. I'll see if I can literally get a little bit closer to the golf ball, which is a little bit awkward, shall we say. There we go. That is a really, very good shot. Now, I'm not looking to look at the quad or anything else. That face to me was massively not looking at target. Even though we look, there you go. So path was 0.8 from the inside and face was 0. No, it wasn't. 1 mil hill, 0 mil high. So a really good example of a lie which is 6 degrees toe down. That face was not delivered 0. That face was delivered shut. That's the feeling for me, like I'm going to physically draw it to a certain extent. Now, we're not talking masses, but we are talking a certain amount. Now, that's coming up as 0.0. That is where the physical loft was pointing. Get my little stick again, put it on the face. So that is with me, let's see if we can get it to you again. That is with me delivering 6 degrees handle change, yeah, like that. And then I have tweaked the face shut. I've twisted the golf club shut to see if I can actually get the pointer looking at target. Obviously there's problems with that. The fact that I'm having to continuously compromise and manipulate a golf shot. Now there's also problems with, I mean, that was hit 1 mil hill, 0 mil high. So 0 mil means high wise, which means I did not hit the ground before the golf ball. So with this situation, if it was a very, very good player and they felt happy doing this, it's gone at target. Apart from the fact that 6 degrees is a lot, I will be honest, 6 degrees is a lot to be out on their lie. If they were showcasing constant, consistent ball floor, ball floor, ball floor, nothing to do with the big ball before the small ball, I would leave it as it is, as long as they're delivering that and they're doing okay. Now, if you've got an amateur that is doing that, now obviously that is a very, very good delivery, and generally speaking, amateurs go across and face open and stuff like this and deliver from the inside and close and every other thing, but patterns across and open. That is going to cause a load of pain. Why? Because if you're going to hit the ground, let's just imagine this, hard summertime where the ground is baked, or is firm at least anyway, and the golf club comes in and you've got someone who hasn't got the greatest low point control, so they do sway a little bit or they drop themselves and stuff like that, so they don't have the ability to hit ball floor all the time. They do interact with the ground. The golf club's going to come in. As it comes in, it's going to hit the ground, and with your handle being so high, the toe being so deep, it has a want to open the face up, twist the face open. Now, that would then cause that to be so bad to the right. The chances are what you'll find the golfer will then do, they'll be fighting to close the face down, and they'll play army golf. They'll be going left, right, left, right, left, right. Inconsistency. And it's because of their interaction with the ground with the toe being so bad. Worst case when it comes to the other side, winter conditions, or at least moist, wet conditions where the ground water table is very close to the surface. Golf club comes in, toe deep, handle high, and rather than twisting the face because of the resistance of the ground, twisting the face open, there is no resistance there. There is just matter, soil, effectively. And what happens is you coming in with the handle high, the toe comes in, it jigs in, and it just plows matter up the face. When I say matter, it's soil. And then you get that cushioned contact. You don't get that clean contact, regardless if you're going to hit it there, you're going to be piling and pulling matter up the face. And so you get that cushioned fat contact and you don't get the distance that you require. Both are issues. And you can have two completely different shot types at different types of the year, feeling like you are so bad at golf, or inconsistent at least, and you don't know why. Well, that toe deep is one of them. You would really need to get that fixed, because obviously 6 degrees toe down for an amateur golfer is just, and I've seen double digits. I have seen 20 degrees, 20, yes, 20 toe down. So handle high, 20 degrees. Yeah, that was quite an interesting day. But let's go flick over now and describe what happens when it comes to a other way round. This is a bit harder for me. I've got a golf club which is slightly too upright for me, and I'll also manipulate, no different. I got a little bit closer to the golf ball. I will stand a bit further away and show you what happens when you get lie going the other way, the wrong way, the other way. Yeah. Rightio, back now. I have a golf club which is way too upright, and I'm also going to stand a bit further away to showcase what happens. Now, with the toe down, because of the loft was looking so far to the right, I'm having to feel like I am closing the face down, effectively trying to draw it a little bit, to try and get a straight shot. Now, a good example of what I did on the first one. I can't guarantee I'll do this one. This one for me is somewhat more difficult. So, let's go hit a shot. First of all, let's go see if I can emulate what I'm talking about. Toe up in the air and trying to hit target and stand a bit further away. Again, this is not the easiest thing in the world to do, but we'll have a go. I'm surprised myself sometimes. Now, hasn't gone very far because I didn't swing very fast. You'll see delivery on that one. That face was so far open, it's hilarious. No, it's not. They're saying that 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Full house. There you go. That face was actually delivered so far open, it was comical. But because of the fact that you've got loft looking so far, I'll go get my stick again. Because you've got loft, remember, you want to deliver that. I am delivering effectively this, yeah, I'm going like that. I'm having to deliver my face so far open to try and get that stick looking back at you. It was comical how bad that was. It was amazing I managed to do it in one go, but there you go. That is so inconsistent. That playing golf like that would be hilarious, because that was a lucky strike, 0, 0, spot on. But if I am delivering 5.4 degrees toe up like that, coming into the ground like this, as an exaggeration, if I hit the ground fractionally beforehand, that golf club is flipping over. It's just turning over straight away, especially in the summer conditions. If you talk about winter conditions, or at least very, very soft conditions, what happens is the golf club comes in, that has got no help whatsoever. That is just going to start ploughing matter up the face straight away, and you're going to get some seriously nasty contacts. Now in here, obviously, we have no soil, and I'm kind of grateful for the fact of we have no soil, because it would, yeah, they wouldn't be very clean for very long. But I have a divot mat, and it will allow for the golf club to go in, to simulate what happens when the golf club goes in the ground. It will allow that. Obviously, I can't simulate soil, because it wouldn't be a good idea, an internal simulator. Quad is reading where the loft is pointing. So even though my face is open, because my lie is 5.4 degrees that way, toe up, the loft is now aiming straight. Now that is pure, utter luck that it's gone 0, 0, 0, 0. Yes, I will admit, but it's done a decent job. Now, okay, if you're a good player and you are delivering that, oof, yeah, I mean, again, we were 6 degrees out or so on the first one, and we're nearly 6 degrees out on this one the other way. 12 degrees nearly of difference. And I would say again that although I wouldn't be comfortable with 6 degrees, absolutely, even if you are a really good player, and I'd be looking to try and calm that down a little bit, because if you're 6 degrees as a very, very good player, you're displaying some really strange angles. Either you're really close to it or you're really far away, swinging interestingly to get that number. Now, okay, if you are good, you're really good and you hit ball, there are some interesting swings in the world. and they're very, very good. There are some very good PGA Tour players, which don't swing straight from what you see, or have very, very interesting feet work or swing movements and stuff like that, but they make it work. If you're an amateur golfer and you interact with the ground before the golf ball, delivering that, yes, you are going to have one heck of an interesting time being exactly the same, no different, toe down, inconsistent. Because as soon as you come into the ground here and you're hitting heel deep, that's going to want to, in the summer, twist the golf club that way, that ball's going left. Then the next time you're going to leave the face even more open, and then it's going to go out to the right, and then you're going to feel massively inconsistent. And then when it comes to winter time, or at least the soft conditions, you're going to come in like that. It's going to hit the ground fractionally. It's not going to twist the golf club too much. It will do. Obviously, the more you dig, the more solid the ground gets. And it will have a bit of twist, but it also plow matter up the face, and you're always going to get that fat contact. So you're not just talking about inconsistency left and right, but you're also talking about inconsistency front and back, long and short. So you need to be having these conversations within your custom fittings. This is a fundamental part of custom fitting that you need to have a long conversation about, whether it's to do with the fact that you're going to have lessons and get better, and obviously if you've got a custom fitter that also coaches as well, they'll be able to understand which way you're going to go, and also the changes that you're going to make and what influence that's going to have on delivery of the club head. So hope you liked the video. If you did, thumbs up, go on YouTube, like so do I. Down there is a subscribe button, and it's free, and it's great for the channel if you could subscribe, so thank you. And next to that is a bell icon, that's a notification bell, and if you click that one, that will notify you next time I upload another video. So I hope you're well, and we'll see you again soon.